What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a story update, and then actually this is to help both, I guess both JP and Global, but more Global, for the how to make optimal super agility and super strength. Because in the last couple of days, because Super Saiyan 4 has been out on Global, I've been getting non-stop tweets about, is this team good? Is this close to optimal? Is this doing okay? Is this doing, what's the best thing to do? And of course, this is always going to come down to what's in your box, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to be showing some gameplay in the background, okay, of both a super agility team and a super strength team, okay? Both are close to optimal, at least on JP now. I wouldn't say they're 100% optimal, but I would say for the global side of things, it's pretty much. I think I switched out one character in my strength team, but nonetheless, it's close to it essentially like that, because there are a lot more options these days. So first off, real quick on the story stuff, apparently if you see this picture on the screen right now, you will be seeing that we are getting the second part of the fourth part of the story, essentially. So remember how we got story part 4, part 1, essentially, about, what was it, back in Golden Week or something like that? So that was back in May. So now we are getting the part 2 coming up, and it looks like, based on the information, that this little announcement thing is going to be around from the 10th until the 13th of July, and then supposedly that's when it's coming out. I don't know 100%, but that's apparently what it is. And this has to do something with Android 16 and Dr. Gero. So yeah, that's really all I know about the story. There's nothing else. There's no actual physical date of saying, hey, it's going to come out this day. But if what the little information is saying that it is, the little information news thing will be there until the 13th, then maybe that is when we're going to get it. So I'm assuming Japan time and everything like that. But again, I'm not 100% sure. But some people are also speculating that this might be that, JP getting their kind of 2.5 anniversary thing on the 13th as well. Hard to say, which would make the Wish on a Star banner a complete distraction from whatever is coming up next. So if you've not spent all your sales stones, or you haven't used all your stones, you might want to wait just to be safe, because let's face it, the 13th is before the 17th, so it's okay. We're totally okay there. So yeah, so anyway, so that's, I guess, what's going to be happening with the story. So let's move on to what we could do with a super agility team and a super strength team. What is considered optimal right now on JP, or on Global, what you can expect coming up based on what we have on JP, and what we can kind of speculate will come through, and what are some different options that you can go through essentially, okay? So first off, obviously, if we're going with let's go with the super agility, okay? Your most optimal team right now, as of on JP, is going to be Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Then you're going to want to throw in the starter Goku, because he gives a attack boost of 20%, and I believe +2 ki. I never actually used him myself. Plus, he's kind of got a farmable super attack, which is kind of nice. Yeah, all allies ki +2 and attack up 20% when HP is 50% or above. So not too bad at all. He's obviously not there for the hitting, but he is there for the support and everything like that. And then finally, your last one is going to be the World Tournament Gohan. That World Tournament Gohan will give all super types ki +2, attack, and attack up 25%. So actually, you can technically run him on a Heroes team, because he will give super types ki +2. So he's not bad there if you have to give a little bit of support there, and maybe you don't have like Super Vegeta, or you don't have the best cards or anything like that. So that, as of right now, is what a lot of people would consider optimal. The calculations have been done already. Super Saiyan Blue with enough of the potential system thrown in there, not to mention that he has a % passive compared to Kaioken Goku's, makes him better. Now, some will argue that Kaioken is somewhat better because of his link skills, which is technically true. Having both Prepare for Battle and Shocking Speed is nice, but the only people you're really running with Shocking Speed and Prepare for Battle at the same time is going to be Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Vegito, and you are always keeping those two linked together. Other than that, everyone else is having Prepare for Battle. No one else has Shocking Speed. Now, you could make an argument also to run someone like run the Arale, the Ultimate Gohan, the Beerus I got a Dokkan Awakening, and things like that. So that is an option right there. That is not considered the optimal team, though. But again, it all depends on what you currently have, because there are a lot of different options. Now, what do we have on JP currently that is going to change over time? Right now, we still have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. We still have Super Vegito. We have the new Bardock, actually. The World Tournament Bardock that awakens. He gives attack and defense up. Is it attack up and defense? It's either attack and defense. It's attack up 30% and then ki +2 to agility type characters and strength guys. So the strength obviously doesn't really matter, but yeah, nonetheless. So he is there with some really good support. Then you're going to want to throw in the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who got an awakening. He gives Ki +2 and then attack and defense up 25%. So he's knocking out that World Tournament Gohan and knocking out the starter Goku in terms of optimal. And then usually I like to run Super Saiyan Blue Goku on there and then Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. That is basically your optimal team right there. Now there are other ones that, again, you can start to run. Someone who actually does shine a little bit, at least, is the Agility Super Saiyan Gotenks, the base form one that eventually Dokkens when you get Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Again, he will Dokkan Awaken, so he's not another bad option to throw on there. Or the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. He's kind of like Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, but the only downside is that he takes battlefield medals, and if Dokkan, you know, they keep pushing Battlefield away, which isn't really good. They've only brought it back twice now. We've had it once when it was released, and then a second time when it came back. That was it. So there's really not a chance to do that. And plus, let's face it, everyone wants to use those Battlefield medals for LR Gohan if you eventually ever pull him. And let's face it, you're going to use LR Gohan or the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. So yeah. But anyway, so going back to the fact of this, you know, super agility team. So that right there is going to be your optimal team, though. Of course, until we eventually get the 40% support character, which is going to be Ki +3 attack and defense up 40% for agility cards. And when that comes, that could either push out the Bardock or could push out the Gohan. It depends what you're trying to go for. If you want to be having both an attack and defense increase, then Gohan is going to be your main. You're going to keep and get rid of Bardock. Or if you're looking at pure attack, then you'll potentially just throw in Bardock. We're looking at purely attack because that's what these leader skills basically do now, and it emphasizes on getting through the events as fast as possible. Then you might keep Bardock over the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Again, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan not being a bad card by any means, because in this meta, you have to realize that support is an amazing aspect to these teams. If you don't have support on there, then you are definitely making your teams a lot weaker than they need to be. My personal team that I personally like to run allows me to have support characters every 2 out of my 3 rotations before you're back to what you originally had. And it is amazing to see the damage difference that you will see sometimes. And it's okay to not, for me personally, not to have that when I have something like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and then Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Because Vegeta and Goku link really well together. And then when Vegeta supers, he gets his 80% up attack and defense, and he's able to tank off pretty well right there. So, again, though, it all comes down personally to what you have in the end. So I hope the gameplay, though, has been able to show you at least a little bit that, hey, by the way, this is what, you know, the potential that you could potentially see. Of course, like I said before, you've probably seen the video right now, I don't have Bardock. I still use the Super Saiyan the Gohan from the World Tournament. So that is not a bad card again. He just simply doesn't get that defensive boost, which, as you can clearly see, I don't have to really care about the defensive boost. But that's kind of how it goes right there. Now, of course, there are other options that you could definitely do. If you are, for some reason, maybe lacking Ki in there, then you could be throwing in the Super Saiyan 2 Goku or the Brapan. She gives +3 Ki, and same with that Super Saiyan 2 Goku. So that right there is not bad. If you absolutely have to, you could be running the Super Saiyan Gohan, the family one. The only downside is he doesn't have, like, prepare for battle and everything like that. So he definitely got shafted in that regard. Or if you're maybe running a lot more of the Shattering the Limit guys, because you don't have a lot of these fierce battle guys, that's okay too. They'll get a lot of Ki right there. So as you can tell, though, agility really isn't hurting for Ki. And again, personally, the numbers have all been done, guys. They're all over on Reddit and everything like that. I'm not going to go through them because they're there. You've seen them before. So just keep in mind, though, that, you know, it's always based on what you currently have. I mean, who knows? This could change in the future if Super Saiyan God Goku Agility ever gets a Dokkan Awaken. That could easily maybe swap out the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. You know, who knows what the case might be. You know, it can also depend on maybe your SA level. The reason, though, that I personally wouldn't run someone like Super Saiyan 3 Goku unless you happen to be running more of these support units, again, coming in here, this is where the support units come in, is because he doesn't have Prepare for Battle. He only has Over and a Flash, so he's not really getting enough links, and sometimes you're not lucky with the Ki. But again, if you are running the support cards, then he's not bad by any means, and that 7-turn restriction doesn't really hamper him much until you're starting to hit the way bigger events. But then again, it's just really hard to say. It, again, depends on what you have, and so hopefully that can help. Now, if we look over at a strength team, a really good strength team right now is, of course, going to be your Super Saiyan 4 Goku as your leader, Gogeta as your next one, and then you want to throw in the Super Saiyan GT Trunks, okay? Now, one thing I forgot to mention real quick when it comes to the agility teams as well is that generally you want to be looking at about 3 to 4 hard hitters and then around 2 to 3 support units, okay? It depends on that one extra space. If you decide to run 4 hard hitters and 2 supports, like I usually tend to do, that's perfectly fine. If you like to go 3 hard hitters and then 3 supports, that way you have a support guy going every rotation, that is completely fine too. So the way I personally like to run my strength team, based on what I have, I don't have every single unit, is going to be the Goku Super Saiyan 4, obviously, the Gogeta. My Gogeta, as you're seeing on the screen right now, he's at 90% in the ability system, so that's why he's able to do like 1,000,000 damage and is able to do, you know, tanking essentially. You can't really get him to that until you really start putting in some orbs. He can still take a decent amount, but it's not until you really start getting that defensive, that base defense higher and higher, and then obviously that's boosted even more by the 120% leader that is Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So that is going to be personally my 3 right there. I still run Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku. He is Super Saiyan 4 Goku's best friend. Not to mention he gives a 33% boost up to everybody. He doesn't get the key, but it doesn't matter. Strength, again, is not really lacking in that key area. Everyone has prepared for battle. Goku Super Saiyan 3 and Gogeta share the over in a flash. If you decide not to link up Gogeta and Super Saiyan 4, or it's just the way that the key happens to fall or anything like that. So you're not really have to worry about key. If you want to run a 4th guy and put in the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta for the tanking, you can, but you really don't need it because, let's face it, Goku one-shots everything, okay? So again, I'm going to be going back to the 3 there with the Trunks, the Gogeta, and the Super Saiyan 4. So then for my support units, I run the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the kid one, and then I like to run the Super Saiyan 2 Bardock. Now, that is not on global at this moment, but when you get Mass Saiyan, the Bardocks are all going to awaken and get the Dokkan awaken and everything like that. And Super Saiyan 2 Bardock is an amazing card. If your HP is 30% or above, which is pretty easy at that point, attack up 30% for all people. So he's just a little bit under Super Saiyan 3 Goku Kid, but nonetheless, he is providing that extra attack right there, which is really, really nice, and it can definitely increase some damage, especially when you have like him and then Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then you've got Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That right there just it's nasty damage, just pure nasty damage. And another card that you can easily throw into there as well right now is also going to be the new World Tournament. I'm going with Super Saiyan High School Gohan. So that was the last World Tournament prize. He's just like the World Tournament Super Saiyan Kid Gohan, or Teen Gohan, whatever you want to call him. He gives Super Types, Ki +2, and Attack and Defense up 25%. So that is pretty nice. I think because I just said it, the Agility one only gives up Attack, whereas this one gives Defense. So he's actually better than his Agility counterpart. So that is another good option right there. I personally don't have him, so the team I personally like to run is going to be Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Gogeta, Bardock, Super Saiyan Kid 3 Goku, GT Trunks, and then for my final run, I like to run the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. He's just like the Super Saiyan Blue Goku on the agility side, where it's attack up 100%, and it's a percentage base. Now, others might run another one you can easily substitute in for that Vegeta is the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, because he got a Dokkan Awaken as well as Cell, and he has immense damage compared to Vegeta's Supreme damage. But again, Vegeta's at 100% and Gohan is at 70%, I believe. Or maybe it's 80%. It's either 70 or 80%. If I just check real quick, it is 70% essentially, okay? Plus, he provides himself Ki, which is really nice, so that is definitely an up right there. But again, it depends. If you have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's super up way higher, but you happen to have both, run the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. If you have Vegeta's that's way higher, or you don't even have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, then don't run that. So that right there, again, you can easily sub 1 or 2 out. That is about what your optimal team is gonna be. Other ones that you can definitely sub in if you want to is gonna be like the strength buff Trunks. If you need someone like a decently hard hitter and you don't have that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta or that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, if you don't have them, you can run them no problem. Another one that you could potentially run if you really wanted to is the GT Super Saiyan Trunks, the strength one from the World Tournament. He's got a turn-based system, and it's a flat 9,000, so he's not bad, but that is another option that you have right there. Another one is the strength Gotenks, when he eventually gets his Dokkan Awakened for you global guys, that you can run there. Now, of course, on global, you can be running right now about the... If you have everything, essentially, you can be running Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Gogeta. You can be running the GT Trunks because he just came out with the new Super Saiyan 4 banners. Super Saiyan 3 Kid GT Goku. Then you could be running Oob if you wanted to because he has that GT Link and he lowers attack. He's not bad. He really isn't that bad. So you can definitely throw him in there if you want to. And then you can throw in the Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. Super Saiyan 2 Trunks won't give ki, but he gives an attack and defense of 25%. So once you get the High School Gohan replaces this Trunks because he does exactly what the Super Saiyan 2 Trunks does, but he also provides ki. So there's really no need to run the Super Saiyan 2 Trunks until, you know, after he comes out and you get him. Now, if you decide not to go for him, or you simply just like having Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, then that's another good option. Another good option in terms of a hard hitter, if you don't have the Vegeta or the Gohan Super Saiyan 2, is to throw in Super Saiyan God Goku. He has Prepare for Battle. He has Shocking Speed, which is really, really nice. Or sorry, yeah, no, he has Prepare for Battle, Shocking Speed, and Over in a Flash. So he definitely is very good there with the links, and he has a 75% attack up when using a super attack, which is, when super in attack. So that is really nice right there. So that is another option you could easily throw in there. So in the end, there are just a ton of options that you can personally have with your teams. So, you know, yes, there are the quote-unquote optimal teams, but in the end of the day, it comes down to what you personally have. Again, I always like to think this is the this is the thought process that everyone should at least be thinking no matter what cards you have. Go for about 3 to 4 hard hitters, 2 support guys to 3 support guys. You should always have some support in there, okay? So if you have 5 hitters and then you're saying, oh, should I put in buff Trunks compared to the Super Saiyan 2 Trunks? Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, easily. He gives an attack and defense boost to everybody. As long as he is benefiting everyone and not just himself, it is 10 times better to be doing that than simply have another hard hitter, especially on a Goku team, a Super Saiyan 4 Goku team, because Super Saiyan 4 Goku just destroys everything, especially when you really start upping that attack. And heck, there are times where I'll even bring items that increase attack and defense instead of bringing some random defensive item or ghost or something like that, because it's like, well, I can just up Goku's attack here even more when he's linked with everybody, and then boom, just destroy the event and one hit him half the time, especially because strength gets critical for free. That is huge right there. So yeah, I guess, oh, one other person I forgot to mention that you could potentially throw in here if you wanted to is the Super Saiyan Gotenks. He'll link well with Gogeta because of the fusion and everything like that. He's not the greatest, but he does have a pretty decent passive. 80% up when only facing one enemy. So as long as you're doing a Dokkan Fest event, then that is totally fine, unless of course they have more people out. Then he's kind of there for the stunning, but you really don't need to worry about that in the end. So yeah, oh, and then, sorry, one last guy that I completely forgot, because I personally don't have him. If you need to run someone who's decent at attacking and defending, is the Super Saiyan 3 Strength GT Vegeta. He gives attack and defense up 70% when his HP is 30% or above. So that is really nice right there. So you can definitely take some hits with him. And yeah, you continue on your way to defeat basically whatever event you want. So yeah. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that answers a lot of questions, especially for global players, maybe even for some JP players. And, you know, things are always changing. We don't have the 40% for either strength or for agility. So when we get those, obviously that's going to change things even more. But hopefully this helps global, especially since you guys are in the middle of that Super Saiyan 4 banner right now, and you're trying to all build your teams and everything like that. Hopefully you can look at this and be like, okay, based on what, you know, this is kind of the optimal right now at the stage that we are currently in the game, and then we can throw stuff in there. And then hopefully we can go from there. And one last point I will put on here, I know I keep extending the video, but one last point I will put on there about, for anyone who's asking about throwing villains onto your team, it's not optimal, but I would call it suboptimal if you have no other choice. A lot of us, when we originally got Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, we were running Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and then we weren't actually really running support cards because we didn't even think about it in the long run. And then we thought, when we started racing, we're like, oh, actually, these guys are really important. So we did that, and then we ran Rose. Rose was on there because A, he provides himself ki, and he has 100% up on that attack, and a lot of us got dupes from the Vegeta banner. So in that term right there, it's okay to run those in the beginning. You guys are just starting out with the Super Saiyan 4s. but by the time you're getting to around, I'd say Kid Buu or so, maybe Gogeta, it really isn't worth it to be running an extreme guy on your team because you're losing out on that boost for everyone, or for not only that character, but your overall health, actually. Especially if you have to take someone like a strength unit and go against an agility unit, say Super 17 or something like that. You are losing out on a decent amount of health because you are running an extreme unit instead of a super unit, okay? Like I said, though, they're not bad if that's what you have. If you have to run that, that's totally fine, but I'm just saying, in the end, you should try to push for something that is not going to give you, where you have to use an extreme unit. You should have all supers in the end, because that is the point of these leaders. So yeah. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. What do you like to run and all that kind of stuff? Are you excited for the story? You think JP's gonna be getting something new here with the story missions? Do you think that the Wish for the Stars banner is just a hoax and that it is something to distract us for something new to come out and then make us spend more money? Thank God I didn't have to summon on this or anything, but yeah. So let me hear your thoughts down in the comments as always. Again, this always comes down to what you personally have in your box. Test things out, run it, try different things, and you'd be surprised what you can actually do. So yeah. So anyway, guys, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new, and until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next one.